Hello, welcome to Violet Shadow Tarot. Today we are going to be doing pick a card readings, and the question we are going to be asking is going to be messages from our higher self. What you need to hear from your higher self at this moment. I am using the Goliath Tarot to get our first card for each pile. So let us see what comes up. We have two cards. And then the third. Okay. So as for these cards to choose from, let us go ahead and reveal. Oh, we have two for pile number one. The 10 of Swords, which came out with the 9 of Swords in reverse. So this is going to be pile number one. Pile number two, we have the card of the Karmic Soul Tribe and the family. So this particular deck has some extra cards in it that is special to that deck. So this is going to be pile number two. Pile number three is going to be the Knight of Wands in reverse. All right, so I will show you once again up close. Pile number one, the 9 of Swords in reverse, and the 10 of Swords upright. Pile number two, the Karmic Soul Tribe and the family card. And again, pile number three, we have the Knight of Wands, the Kind-Hearted Moose, and this is reverse. All right, so take a second, see which card pile you are drawn to. You may be drawn to multiple piles. That is totally fine. I am going to prepare the rest of the cards we'll be using in the reading, and then start the process of picking the cards for each pile. You can watch that, but there will also be timestamps below that will be the start of each reading, so you can skip ahead if you choose to. All right, so let's get started picking these cards for each pile. Pile number three. Pile number one. Two. Three. Pile number one. 2, and 3. Pile number 1, please. Messages from their higher self. Two, 3. Messages for pile number 1 from their higher self. Pile number 2, please. And then pile number 3. Okay. So here we are with each pile, and then I will go ahead and get started with the reading, starting with pile number 1. If that is your pile, I will see you there. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So if you are here, if you chose the cards of the 9 of Swords in reverse and then the 10 of Swords, there is definitely energy of going through something difficult. There's an energy of loss. There's an energy of confusion, and I'm getting the feeling of choices, maybe a little regret on your part, feeling like you may have made some wrong choices, or your judgment was a little bit wrong dealing with a certain situation or a certain individual. We'll see a little bit more about what this is, but it's definitely the feeling that something has been weighing very heavily on you and heavily on your mind and heavily almost in a lot of different areas in your life. So let's see what the cards have to tell us and what the messages from your spirit guides are in terms of dealing with this particular situation. So we are going to turn each card over one by one. The Hanged Man. The Three of Earth in reverse, which is the Three of Pentacles. Middle World. Conjunction. Choose wisely. Discontent and boredom. These are both cup cards, so that would be the Seven of Cups and then the Four of Cups. And then our last card is the Horse and the Bluebell. Modest Fortitude. Okay. So we're going to put this card right here. So what your spirit guides want you to know and your higher self want you to know at this time. It does look like there has been a situation that has caused you confusion, the energy that we were getting in the beginning of the reading. And it does make me feel like you have, there's a sense of regret again, like I was saying in the beginning, and the discontentment about the situation or individual that you have been dealing with. Um, what your higher self is wanting you to know is that if you would like to pull through and to kind of gain a higher perspective, it's asking you to really, if you're being hard on yourself, which it looks like you are, it looks like it's a difficult situation. It has you up in your head. It has you feeling a little bit isolated and alone, and like your situation or the individuals around you that you're thinking about while watching this reading, that they're not working with you. You would like for them to work with you more, or there's something working against you, and you feel like a choice you have made has actually gone sour, or it's just not working in your favor. Um, but they're asking you to try to kind of pull away and look at it from a different perspective. So we have several cards here: the horse card and the bluebell card, modest fortitude, the conjunction card, alliance, the hangman, the three of pentacles in reverse, and then also the middle world. So, and in the card of this is the seven of cups, in the card of the seven of cups. So these are cards that talk about strength and vision from a higher perspective, or a higher kind of, what's the best word for it? Like disconnected, but not in a way that you're actually disconnected from everything. Just disconnecting yourself and from what's going on around you, to be able to look at things more objectively, and not quite so blaming yourself or feeling like it's something that you have done, that had you not done X, Y, and Z, or had you seen things and before things went sour, that it would have been different for you. So what I'm getting very strongly is there seems to be that sort of energy coming from you, that you think that you have messed things up because of how you chose to go along, or that you chose a certain individual and things aren't panning out in a certain way. But take the high road, is what I'm hearing. When you're on a horse, you have a completely different perspective than, even though you're not even that far off the ground, you do have a completely different perspective once you're up riding that horse. And they're such strong creatures, but it's such a gentle way of kind of asking them to maneuver the ways so that you can kind of work as one. And with the birds in the cards, you have birds in several different one of your cards, and wings in several different one of your cards. This, I believe, is more of a wave. It's kind of hard to see this card possibly. So the Nine of Swords in reverse, this has like a wave. This is, to me, this is your, like an overwhelming feeling and fears, and just your anxiety about the situation. You see this giant wave and this tiny little sea turtle compared to the wave, and it looks like it's about to just be engulfed. Now, a sea turtle lives in the sea. They can deal with these things. So as though it looks scary, but that sea turtle is going to be fine. And I feel like that is what your higher self wants you to know, that it's kind of like a stinking thinking sort of a situation where you really, really are kind of stuck, reliving, and I'm getting, like I'm seeing a wheel just continually turning, like stuck in one place, like not seeing, not really moving, not moving in any sort of direction, not moving backwards or not moving forwards. So your higher self is asking you to really disconnect from that sort of thinking and try to look at things more objectively and see kind of where you think that you went, like in your mind, the things that happened when things started to go sour or the situation didn't end up panning out the way that you wanted to. Those things that keep like going around in your head in circles, like when you ruminate about certain, I mean, it could be conversations, it could be events that happened, it could be a lot of things. Those things that you get stuck on and you keep rethinking and you keep wishing that you would have done things differently, or had you said this, or had you done that, or if they did this, or if everything was different, kind of look at the situation and see, like, realize that situations from outside of us, you don't really have control of. Okay. When you're on a horse, that's a wild animal. And there are good horses and there are bad horses. And it's a beautiful thing when you have a horse that you can connect with and that they're a good horse and they listen to you, and you can navigate very well with them and they listen to your cues and all of those things. It's like a very calm and trust, like a very great deal of trust between you and that animal, because that's a large animal and they could really, really hurt you and put you in a bad situation if they're not connected with you and wanting to work together with you. Okay, so you can't control situations and outside energies from you. And whatever has gone on for you that has put you in a situation where you're ruminating about, and you're really thinking that you had something to do with the downfall or the stagnation, or making the wrong choices. Understand that you don't have the control over other people and other situations that are outside of you, and look at it from a different perspective. From, if you were telling a story about somebody else going through the same thing. So take yourself out of it, take the people or the situation out of it, and explain it to yourself in a way where it's you from the outside of a situation, because it's easier then if you're able to do the disconnecting and not have the emotional, the worry, the anxiety, because you're not actually connected to that situation when you think of it from a higher perspective. And then you're able to see a little bit more clearly that, okay, this wasn't in my control. I can't do anything to actually make somebody or something do certain things. You're at the liberty of other people's energy, you and the situation, the energies around you. So you can figure out how you want to navigate things differently, to get yourself moving, so that the wheel and your mind is not sitting there just turning and turning and turning and turning and not going anywhere. See where you need to pivot. See what is best for you from a higher perspective of, this is kind of what was going on when things went wrong, and noticing around you what had to do with that, and understanding that it's not your fault in a situation where there's other energies involved. You can observe and kind of learn, and kind of learn how to move around other energies. So this is kind of a reading that's about learning that you don't have, and this is very difficult. This is like a big kind of lesson to learn in life, that you really can't, you can learn how to navigate and kind of navigate around obstacles. But you really can't sit there and dwell on the fact that, like, oh, that obstacle is there because of something that I did, because it's really, most of the time it's not that way. And in order to keep moving forward, you're going to have to learn how to navigate around that and not be so hard on yourself. So this reading it's a beautiful message about your higher self saying, you know, take a step back, figure things out on how to get around this and how to stop ruminating about it. And the big message, of course, is you don't have control over everything around you, and everything is not your fault. So don't be so hard on yourself if you do think that you've made a wrong choice or that it's going to stay like this forever. It will not. It will not. You will keep moving. There is a lot of movement in the cards. There you see circles in a lot of these cards of that ruminating and feeling stuck. But then you also have these the birds in flight that are on the way out. So you can get through this, and it's going to take a little bit of going within and really being gentle with yourself and just thinking from your higher perspective, because they already know how you've gotten through this, and you know, they know what you need to hear right now. So it's a beautiful message. I am going to pull a couple of charms just to see if we have anything that kind of resonates with you. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, is there anything that they are going to need to see or that they can resonate with? All right. So we have a key that has the shape of the heart on top. Let's see what else we can get. And then we have the wheel from a boat. And then we have a little circle that is in the shape of a seashell. Okay. So you have messages within your charms as well. So again, like you can navigate. You can navigate. You just have to kind of get a hold of dealing with the situations that are around you. Like if you're like driving the boat and the wind isn't going the direction, you have to kind of move your sails in order to get into the direction that you need to go based off of what is around you, the wind, the direction of the wind. So if you need to go in a certain direction, you have to figure out how to kind of maneuver those sails around. But you can do it. So it's a beautiful kind of a supportive message here. And I really hope that if it resonates with you, that you can take the time and feel a little bit more confident in the way that you can navigate and the way that you can talk to yourself through all of this navigation, because you can do this and you have the support behind you around your actual guides, your support group, your higher self. You're able to do this and you're going to get out of this. So beautiful message. I hope if this resonates that it does give you a little bit of feeling of support, because it is definitely there. If it did resonate, please let me know. If this is where I leave you, I hope to see you again soon, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the card of the Karmic Soul Tribe, the family that is in reverse, this is going to be your reading. I do already get some energies around not feeling a difficult situation and kind of feeling like you're out on the water. Like I'm getting the image of like being out in the middle of the ocean, just completely alone. And it's very quiet and it's very stagnant. And it's like sitting there pondering about things, and like wondering when somebody is going to show up, like on the horizon around you. Like I'm getting that image. Take it if it resonates, and leave it if it doesn't. But this is what I'm seeing from the energy from this particular reading. The card itself, let me actually pick this up before we go into that. The card itself, and I'll flip this over for you to see. We have a whale and the eye of the whale, and taking up a significant portion of the card. And you think of like wisdom and old soul. When I see this, I think of like wisdom and old soul. And when you look into the eyes of an animal that is what I would say an old soul, you can see their soul kind of. I'm getting big vibes of that. And whales live such a long time. They're huge creatures. They're very gentle creatures. This eye is a very gentle, somber kind of a feeling when you see that. It can be very comforting, and it, even though the whale, it's an odd looking creature. When you can see an eye that you can see kind of within the animal, it's kind of a comfort. And that's your soul family is something that is comforting and you can connect with. Since it's since it's in reverse, I feel like there's a block here, and I feel like you're already on a journey and you've already learned kind of the beginning steps, or you're in the process of learning the journey that you're on while you're here, and your karmic lessons that you need to be learning. You're in the middle of this, or you've already kind of gone through and made the choice to step in and really heal certain things from the karmic lessons that you need to be healing and learning in this life. And doing so alone, but really wanting to have the feeling of your tribe around you. People who understand specifically what you're going through, and you're comforted just to see them, to speak to them, to have them there, and to know that they're there. So let me go ahead. Let's take a look at these cards one by one and see what we have for the rest of your messages from your higher self. Okay, so we have the Page of Water. And we have the Tower in reverse. We have the Sacrifice. We have Trine and Sextile. We have New Beginnings in reverse, so this is the full card. We have Passion Ignited in reverse. That would be the Ace of Wands. And our last card, the Owl and Hop, Wisdom. Okay, so let's look at this message together. So it does seem like you have been placed on a path of your karmic lessons that you're learning. So the Tower in reverse being here, it feels as though you are still in the process. You are still learning. And you feel like you need some more support from people who are going through what you are going through so that you can connect more easily with them. I do want to say that the trine and sextile card being here, this is positive. So this has been the situation that you have been going through has been very difficult, but you are in the process of learning, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Trine and sextile, there might not be much movement when you're talking about the trine sort of energy, but it's still a positive sort of thing. And then sextile in astrology, it's like good luck, and it's positive. So this being here, again, the things that you have had to go through and waiting for your new beginning. It's like you might be in the mind space of feeling like your new beginning is not coming, and feeling like this tower moment, that like the tower is going to fall and it hasn't completely fallen yet, and you don't know if it's ever going to fall, but it's like the anticipation and the need to kind of move on, but not feeling like you're actually moving the way that you would like to be. And you are moving. It's a slow moving process, and your higher self is wanting you to see that there are things that you are going to be losing. The sacrifice card, there are things you have to be losing, but one thing that you don't have to lose, and it's not a warning, but it's kind of like an encouragement not to lose, is the passion for the life that you will have when you're able to move forward and have those lessons learned, and have a life where you're closer to your authentic self. So karmic lessons are wisdom and lessons that you learn within your lifetime. And the owl card being here, the wisdom card, it's a huge, whatever has happened and whatever you have gone through has taught you so much, and has put you in a position that you can't live the way that you've lived before. It has crumbled part of the foundation that you had lived on or within, whether this be in a relationship or a situation or the way that you're living. This could be so many different things. You start out with the Page of Water, like an offer of more fulfillment within your soul, your emotion, something that makes you feel more. But then you end with, like, you want to do this, but like the tower is just not falling quite. Maybe you're holding on to something and you don't want to sacrifice certain things, but with the tower card, it's, you have really no choice. You've been put in a position where you have to let the tower fall. You have to make certain sacrifices and able to move forward. But what's on the other side of this is going to be absolutely more fulfilling, and absolutely a better way that is, you're going to be able to feel passion again. I get a very, in the beginning I was saying how it's like I was seeing somebody like in the middle of the ocean on a boat, and the water is stagnant. There's nobody around. I mean, I really do feel like you feel like you're completely alone, and you don't even want to row or try to figure out how to go anywhere. It's kind of like an empty feeling, which is a difficult, excuse me, it's a difficult place to be. But you have your spirit, your higher self and your spirit guides want you to know that you have so much to gain. That the situation that you've been through, it had to happen. And there are some things that you still need to let go of. This is going to be different for everybody and everybody's situation, but in order to continue to move, you're going to move. This is very positive, and you're going to move into a better direction. It's a scary thing to feel like you're on your own. You are not on your own. You have the support of the whole universe behind you. And truly kind of finding like a support group here on earth, like in the material being. So if you have gone through a particular situation, if you can find individuals who are going through that same situation that you can talk to and connect with, that can help you get your like ignite your spirit again to actually move forward, and to make you feel more comforted that you know, yes, the sacrifices you have to make, it's been difficult, but the tower is going to fall, and you are going to move into a direction of that you're supposed to move into, that it's going to be different from what you have been in the past, but it's better for you. So if you're having the thoughts of not wanting things to change, that's here. The energies are here of just like, I don't want things to fall. I don't want things to change. I'm afraid of making any movement in any direction, and you know, like a deer in headlights type of a thing. I'm seeing, because it's scary, and it is scary, but it's necessary. If that deer doesn't move, you can't just sit there and be frozen like that. And your higher self wants you to see that even though you, for one, I don't think you actually saw this coming. I think this was in a situation that took you by surprise, that you have been able to learn from. Like you have you have a high level of intuition when it comes to, like, I'm seeing high intuition with the wisdom and the karmic soul tribe cards. It's here. There's just hesitation to move forward. And you're kind of picking up your pieces as everything is unfolding, and it's like a bittersweet type of an energy where to have to move forward in the ways that you're moving forward, not necessarily, you're not losing like a whole lot, but there's something that you really don't want to let go of, because it's really going to feel different, and it will. It's going to be a little bit different. Like you have to make choices to keep in alignment with what is going to be better for you, and that's going to be different for each individual who resonates with this reading. But your higher self does want you to know that when you learn lessons, karmic lessons, and when you gain the wisdom from a situation like this, you're gaining the wisdom, and it's like the starting point. So if you're ever in a situation again that's seeming somewhat similar, you're not going to fall back. You're going to start from this like save point, from what you have learned, because you've seen these things before, and you've felt these feelings, and you've seen this energy, and you're going to next time be able to be aware of, okay, I've seen this before, and not get yourself in not let things go on to the point where you're going to really lose something big. Like you're gaining wisdom that is extremely like poetic and extremely beneficial to you. It's not an easy lesson to learn, but it was essential, and it was something that really is going to let you grow. You just have to kind of allow yourself to start going in that direction more. And your spirit guides do want you to really, you will find the support that you need. And it does seem like what they're saying is it's going to be here. Like, you need people in the physical who you can relate to and who make it feel a little bit easier on you, because doing it alone, while it's work that you have to do on your own, it is so much better to have support, to feel supported, to have people to talk to have people to just connect with that understand you, and that you don't have to, like, you don't feel judged or anxious from interacting with them, because you like, you know that there is a bond between you guys because of what you guys both share, like your stories, and you're able to connect and kind of encourage you to move forward, each other to move forward. So that's a very big, your higher self does need you to know that that will help you immensely. It's going to be positive. The outcome will be positive. You just got to get over this bump. You got to keep moving forward. Make sure that the path that you're on is aligned with, going up, moving forward, moving up and growing. So whatever needs to be sacrificed, it might be scary, but it will be better in the end. So I'm really seeing, I'm also getting the feeling of, like, just needing to move, like, just kind of a little bitty push, like your higher self was just like, you're going to be okay. Make sure that you have your support groups and your people here to help you feel a little bit more grounded and connected and confident along the way, but you need to start moving in that direction. I am going to get some charms to see if there's anything that will resonate for you, so let me do that. All right, so, oops, we have 2 here. Okay, so your first charm is the feather, and your second charm is a fish. Very fitting. And let's get your third charm. Okay. So your third charm is a little like angel, part of an angel. So again, what I'm getting is really, you have the support behind you, and you have the knowledge and the abilities to make these moves, and you're getting the encouragement to start making these moves, to let yourself kind of fly into that direction, and you are going to be supportive, and the support is going to be such a big help for you. So it is necessary. You have, and I think that you know this, that you have the support when it comes from, like, your higher self and your guides and what you connect to in that way. So remember that as well. So if you do, I think you know this, but you might lose the feeling of having that sort of support from you. But the support on the physical world is going to be such a help for you, and it's going to help you along your path, also knowing how others have been able to move out of a situation and into a better situation. So connect with others who have been through similar things and can help give you guidance here on Earth as well. So this is a beautiful message. If you resonated, please let me know. I like to know that the messages are getting to the individuals who the messages are for. If this is where I leave you, I hope I see you again soon, and I hope that you have a blessed day. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Kind-Hearted Moose card, this is going to be your reading. And first off, I do want to say that with this card and the energy, what I'm feeling is kind of a lack of like knowing which direction to go, a lack of like a little bit of a lack of a movement type thing, but more so like confused on the direction. So it's not necessarily a feeling of, I mean, it is a feeling of overall confusion, but it's not necessarily a feeling of fear. I get it more so as a feeling of just not knowing what to choose, like which direction to start movement into, and contemplating that. So that's what I'm getting just based off of this, but let's continue and see if that stays. Okay, so we have the Emperor in reverse. The Ten of Air in reverse, which is the Ten of Swords in reverse. Many Paths. The 12th house, introspection. The third eye chakra. The base chakra. And last, the ladybug and sweet pea happiness. Okay. All right. So what I'm getting from these cards, what your spirit guide, your higher self would like you to know. So it does look like there's a little imbalance within you. And it looks like, it does feel like a stagnant energy, but again, it kind of looks like it's more of an internal not knowing what to choose, or not feeling like you're stable or balanced enough to kind of move forward. I'm not getting, with the Ten of Swords, it can kind of be, it can talk of like stagnant and not wanting, like not wanting to let go of certain outcome situation for a certain situation. But what I'm actually getting is just, again, the confusion, like the need to, you have two chakra cards, and we also have the 12th house introspection, and on these cards are all of the chakras. So that's a significant message here, that your higher self wants you to really look into grounding yourself and trusting your intuition and your connection. So this is like deep spiritual, deep individuation, deep work within you to help you feel a little bit more grounded and stable, to be able to make proper decisions and which way that you can go. Now, the ultimate goal we have is happiness and fulfillment and balance. Balance is a huge thing here. So I think your higher self, what they're saying as well, the reason that the Ten of Swords can be, or the Ten of Air in this deck, but the Ten of Swords can be here in reverse, is maybe you feel like the way that you need to get from point A to point B has to look a certain way, or has to be in a certain order, or has to be a certain direction. But your higher self wants you to know that there's many ways to get to where you want to go. The most important thing, it looks like, is going to be to ground yourself and really connect with you. Connect with, get to know yourself. I'm seeing somebody writing in a journal. I'm seeing someone like sitting alone outside. Like outside, it looks like an open field, um, where you can feel the presence of nature, of the earth, and you can touch the presence of the earth. That can help ground you a lot. And just sitting and being in that place, and just writing down what you're feeling, that can help you be grounded, even if you just go outside barefoot and just sit in quiet. Could even be your own backyard. It could be anywhere if you wanted to go, if you live somewhere that has a lot of people and a lot of outside energy. There's something in here about your environment or the outside energy kind of throwing you off balance as well. So working to know within yourself what needs to happen to feel more grounded and to feel more connected with the universe, the grounding energies of the earth. And that way you won't feel quite as like not in control. You're not in control, but you are in control of, within. Everything that's going on within you, you can learn the steps that make you feel more stable and make you feel less like not confident. This is kind of getting, it's a very like light energy, I would describe it as, where it's not necessarily a heavy energy of super negative things going on around you and you having such a heavy weight on your shoulders. The message here is more towards kind of like, what is it going to take to, within yourself, feel lighter and feel more connected and more sure of your place in this world, the thoughts that are in your head, being able to decipher between your intuition and, negative negative emotions that are causing you to have certain types of thoughts, or what have you. So your lack of direction you can gain by making sure that you balance within these two areas. So look into like base chakra cleansing. You do meditations for that, ways to ground yourself in your base chakra, as well as the third eye chakra. And both of those things will help you just feel a little bit lighter, will help you feel a little bit clear, is what I'm getting. And then you'll be able to think more clearly and kind of figure out which directions you're going in, and knowing that you're being able to kind of see the patterns within yourself with your thinking. This is a big thing here. With your thinking, it looks like you're an overthinker, and that can create some problems. But when you have more of a closer and a more concrete relationship with yourself, your hopes, your fears, who you are, and what is good for you, what makes you feel good when it comes to many different things across your life. When you know more about yourself and you get to know yourself, then it makes you more confident and more able to not be quite as confused when thoughts come into your head or you have certain types of emotions, you're able to kind of stabilize yourself quickly, more quickly, and not question your own thoughts and perceptions. And it's not bad to have an energy that looks at things from different perspectives. It's absolutely a positive thing. You can get stuck in sort of the what ifs is what I'm getting. Like, what if I do this, or what if this doesn't go through? If something doesn't happen quite the way that you think it's going to happen, it would be beneficial for you to like look at it as these things unfold, like how can you remain balanced within yourself so that you feel more stable, so you're able to actually deal with like an obstacle that comes into your way, your path. And that way it also makes you feel a little bit more in control, because you're not kind of thrown off by things that happened around you, or your plan not going quite as the way you had planned it. So being able to kind of to switch things up and make it work better in your favor to be able to continue to go down that path. So again, I think journaling is a really big thing too, in order to get to not only to know yourself, shadow work, journal prompts, just to kind of, and again, just writing, like going, the image that I was getting, this person just had like it would be like a blank book, and they just wrote whatever came to them when they were in the space where they were balanced and kind of connected to just the world around them, and they felt, whatever came to their head, they would just write that down. And so getting to know yourself there, and then also intuitively, that is a way to work as well. Some people get like intuitive, like can channel, and the way that they channel is like free writing. So it doesn't matter what comes into your head, you just write it. Doesn't even matter if it's word. A lot of people, many people who watch tarot readings, if you haven't done any sort of like intuitive work on your own, like you, as a reader or somebody who channels, you can have very quick flashes of, words, images, whatever it might be. It's not as clear as some people might think. Like you don't sit and have an image of like a movie. You can, but it's not, it's just kind of something that's like barely there. So I think that what they're telling me this for is that you might not, like, I think that your intuition is actually a lot better than you think. And it doesn't have to be this concrete, like you see someone's face and the details in their face, and if you're getting some sort of channeling, or you might just get like random words, or just random things, like objects that just come up and make you think about it. Like really pay attention to those things, and work to strengthen that, because it's a lot more like fluid than people think. And the more that you get used to doing those sorts of things, the more you trust in yourself as you're just in life in general, as you're moving forward and making your own decisions. Like it's not going to make you, it's not like the end all be all, and you're not going to just like know what you're supposed to be doing at all times, but you can at least listen to yourself and kind of look at the things around you and the patterns and just what's going on, and be able to navigate it better. And again, like this is the energy that I'm feeling is very light. And so what I think that your higher self is really wanting you to know is that, if you just work on these little things, it's going to make such a big difference. And the balance and this light kind of free flowing energy, you have the capacity to do this. And you're going to feel like happiness is like a light feeling. And it's a light feeling, but it's a very filling feeling, if that makes any sense. Um, and that's what you're going for. And that's what and you can achieve that. This is this is like a very loving and like your higher self has you, like is just surrounding you, and they're saying like you can do these things, and it's going to make a significant difference just doing these small little things, working on things one at a time. um you can do just small little exercises every day for however long, different things to work on at different times, and you're going to see such a big growth. So this feeling of lack of direction is going to clear up, and you're going to be able to like feel more empowered and feel more in control of you, of what's within you, and be able to deal with the things around you, and move in a way that's like graceful is what's coming to mind. So gorgeous reading. This is such a such a light, and it's just a beautiful energy. This is a good energy to work with, and this is your energy. Like, this is within you. This is what your higher self wants you to see. So you have this at your grasp, and just doing these little things is going to help you. Let me pull some charms to see if we can get anything that resonates and any further messages. And I think I have two. Whoops. So we have a little owl charm. Beautiful. And we have an angel wing. Right under the third eye, and this card of the Ten of Air that has an angel on it. And then what is... Oh! And your last charm is here, and it is the yin-yang symbol, which is perfect. It's balance. The yin-yang symbol is duality. It has the light and the dark, and the darkness that's in the light, and the light that's in the dark. This is beautiful. So yeah, balance, and really believing in yourself, and also knowing that you have support all around you. You're a very intuitive person. I don't think you know how intuitive you are, though. And I don't think that you know the capacity that you have. And you have the ability to really make it far because of this light energy within you. This dualistic type thinking, this ability to be able to ground yourself, and owls and wisdom. You've definitely, it's like an old soul sort of an energy for sure, which you could see in the moose card, because moose are very large, and their eyes are very loving, and they have like this old soul type of feel to them. That's what I feel like I'm getting from you. This is beautiful. So yeah, do that little bit of work. Your higher self wants you to know that like you're a very blessed individual when it comes to these things, for sure. So pile number 3, that was your reading. If this resonated with you, please let me know. I do enjoy knowing that the messages that I am trying to get out to the individuals that need to hear it are reaching them. It means a lot. That is why I'm here. That is what I am doing. So if this did resonate with you, please let me know. Like, subscribe, share, do all of those YouTube things. I am very blessed to have you connecting with me, so thank you for that. And I hope that you have a blessed rest of your day, and I see you soon.